Live from the Accu-Stats Arena, Lucchese Q's presents the 15th Derby City 9-Ball Championship. We're coming to you live from the Horseshoe Casino and Hotel here in southern Indiana, and we welcome all of you to the semifinals of the 9-Ball division. 281 players began the event. There's only 3 left. None of them have a rebuy. Sean Putnam is waiting in the wings to play in the final at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'd like to take this opportunity to express our appreciation to the Horseshoe Casino for hosting us for 5 consecutive years, and we hope we're here for many, many more. We'd also like to thank our signature sponsors, Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis, Aramuth, the BCA Pool League, and especially to all you Accu-Stats viewers out there for all of your support to make this great event possible. Thank you very much. Let's get right underway. Our first player is from Providence, Rhode Island. 2 times he's represented Team USA on the Mosconi Cup. He's a former World Summit of Pool champion, former Ultimate 10-Ball champion, and a former Turning Stone champion. Sponsored by Snooker's Bar and Grill in Providence, Rhode Island, along with Predator. How about a great warm welcome from Mike Dechaine. Thank you. His opponent from Toronto, Canada. Among this gentleman's accomplishments include a World 9-Ball title, a U.S. Open 9-Ball title, a Derby City Bank Pool title, and last summer he won the inaugural Accu-Stats 8-Ball Invitational. Sponsored by OBQs and Pagulayan Sports. He might be the smallest man, but he's got the biggest heart. It's the Lion, Alex Pagulayan. One race to 9 for the right to play for the championship. Let's go ahead and send it up to the booth to Mark Wilson and Jerry Forsyth.
Semifinals action in the 9-Ball division. We have Mike Dechaine up against Alex Pagulayan. Mark Wilson here, and I just want all of you to know that it is both an honor and privilege for us to share this time with you. Tonight we have pool expert Jerry Forsyth with us, providing analysis. Tell us something to look for in this one, Jerry.
Look for a close one in this one. This one's really going to come down to the break shot, Mark. If you can get a ball on the break and get a shot, you can win. But if the break fails you, you're going to spend a lot of time in the chair.
It's a relatively short match for power players such as Mike Dechaine and Alex Pagulayan. It'll also be a speedy match. Even though we have a 40-second shot clock, that very well may not even come to play.
Yeah, with these 2 guys, they run around the table. And they don't take a long time to make decisions.
If we looked at the tail of the tape, you and I both pretty much agreed that the one category that Mike Dechaine held the biggest advantage in would be the break. And even if you were a little bit behind in the other categories, a good break will offset the mitigating other areas of the game.
It sure will in 9-Ball, and my goodness, look at the balls fall away. Are there going to be any left on the table?
Well, he's not going to wind up with a shot, unfortunately. But
a break like that and you're blocked. How can that happen?
3 balls down.
Wow. That's brutal.
Going to have to push out. Took all of 7 seconds to decide what he was going to do there. Took another ball off the table. So the question is, do you accept or do you return?
I give this one back. Because do you see an easy safety?
I
don't either.
I see a hard shot down the rail.
Well, that would certainly send an arrow into Dechaine's heart if Alex took this on and made it and then went through the rack.
Alex may choose to do that with left-hand English. That will help if the ball's frozen to pocket it, but also to maybe put the cue ball way down table and not give up much of a shot if he misses.
I thought he'd give that one back.
Here we get a second look at the break. Great extension. Look at how the cue ball just dies out there.
Yeah, he has got the break, doesn't he?
Well, I think he's going to shoot it. I think he's going up in the corner, high left English. This is the part it doesn't have to sell out a shot. And the shot that it did sell out, well, it's a long, tough one.
Now He's far enough to my side of that side pocket. He doesn't have to worry about the scratch, isn't he?
Right. I don't think it goes into the side. He'd prefer to play it there if possible, but I think you'll have to go down in the long corner.
Right.
Alex collects himself here. Big shot here.
He called for an extension. I didn't think we'd see one this early. Don't blame him. This is the rack right here, this shot.
Very still with his head.
Ooh.
Yep, that's how hard it is. No reason to be disappointed. Does give Mike Dechaine a golden opportunity to get on the scoreboard first.
Sure does.
Not a lot of work here for him to do. Cinches the angle. Rather than come out and try to play it in the side, maybe sail the cue ball around 3 cushions, he just parked the cue ball right there, picks up the perfect angle to slide across, and that's good pool when you don't move the cue ball much. The one thing to watch with Dechaine is that he tends to raise his head just a little bit on each stroke delivery, and it really manifests itself on a tough shot. He gets a little more earlier in his stroke, and it tends to cost him a little bit of accuracy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have seen Mike jump up before.
A super power stroke, though. Boy, this guy can spin the ball. One time I was watching him practice, and it was almost more interesting than the match to watch the spin volumes that he would create with the accuracy and the power.
That's the thing. He does it with tremendous accuracy. He's got marvelous touch on the cue ball. He can put it just about on any spot on the table he wants.
So after the push out, we had a little exchange of shots. Alex missed the ball. Mike Dechaine capitalized, converted into his first win. The score is Dechaine 1, Pagulayan 0. Table's been racking remarkably well for the amount of use it's absorbed over 9 days.
Yeah, that spot on that table's gotten a little bit lumpy. I was racking them down there just to see how they were racking, and I had to push the balls way up to the front of the spot.
One thing that really helps is if you clean the table with a microfiber towel that's damp. That really pulls up some of the wear areas in that rack area, and it also picks up any kind of loose powder or chalk residue. And as it dries, it keeps the cloth nice and snug and makes the table look real uniform, play real consistent. But right in that rack area, it's a heavy wear area, and that really helps there to make them rack better. This is the semifinals. There'll be one more match on this table, and then the Derby City Classic will come to a close. Well, cue ball got away from him, Jerry.
Got away from him and into the pocket, so you can't give Alex Pagulayan ball in hand.
What would you estimate the conversion rate with an open table ball in hand is for Alex Pagulayan from here?
Just let me see if I see any problem. Oh, 95% on this table.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a big figure. It's going to be north of 90%.
The only challenge is getting from the 4 to the 5. And that's not a huge hill to climb.
Right. Yeah, this little series of balls right here.
I want to see if he tries to get into that gap between the 4 and the 5, or if he'll just hold it out above the 5 and not take any chance at all. I'd love to see him get into that gap, because then the position's a lot easier for what he needs to do.
So you're saying follow ahead on the 2-ball and get a nice angle to go 1 cushion back across to the 4.
Go right where he is now.
Yep. That would be a nice way to play it. That way your cue ball direction is pretty automatic in both instances. If you have to stun down to the 3-ball, now speed and thickness of head determines the exact direction.
Yeah, just
more control.
Just roll it. Uh-oh. Well, that's one way to do it, but I'm not sure he's going to be in love with this angle.
Right.
Oh, am I trying to knock the headset out of you there?
I don't know what happened to my wires here. Somehow we've got crossed up, I think, on the headsets or something, but it's all good now. Good shot here on the 3, but position, a little tricky. Very smart. Judicious use. He managed to maneuver the 5-ball a little closer to the corner pocket. That makes taking on a little bit tougher shot on the 4-ball a little easier to deal with when the position is a little easier to get to. Have to power up a little bit here, though. He's a little flat on this 4-ball, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
There.
And that's what happens when you power up on these tight pockets.
I have to tell you something. That really didn't even threaten the pocket. Because look at the cue ball. Look how we know he missed by a mile.
Yeah. Well, I never expected well, let me get these words out. Sorry, it's the first day with the new lips. Never expected to see Pagulayan give up opportunities like this.
A little bit of a ragged start here. Well, he got real straight in on the 6 now. Does he just cinch it and play the 8-ball in the long corner, or does he try to get position? I think he's just going to cinch it.
I would cinch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that 8-ball is far enough off the rail that the rail doesn't really come into play here.
That's a good look, too. We'll be able to see if he raises his head a little bit, as he so often does.
Yeah, he might want to look at this one after he shoots it, too.
Yeah, you can see he definitely lifts up.
Yeah, he does.
He's lifting up perfect right now, though, Jerry.
Yeah, not a bad mistake to make.
Okay, and with that nice shot, 2 games for Dechaine, 0 games for Pagulayan. Here we get a nice look at Pagulayan's miss. And you can see he didn't really even come close to that one. Okay, Dechaine, fresh off of a scratch from the break. Pretty interesting bridge, too. He kind of got his hand turned funny, so it's just a loop rather than you don't get much of the medial part of your hand involved in the bridge, which a lot of the players like to use to give additional guide to it. This is just pretty much a loop. Elbow's well bent. Allows the head to come forward. 9-ball on the break. Wow, he crushed him again. And that is game number 3 on Dechaine's side of the ledger.
Well, he's making quick work of this. Let's take another look at that break shot. Watch the 9-ball.
Comes out there. The 4-ball comes across, kisses it. 2-ball kisses it.
That's some friendly kissing there.
Well, that's some good ball action.
Yeah.
You know, everything's hopping. How would you love to have that type of break? He's made 3 balls on the break. He did scratch once. Now he's made a 9-ball on the break.
Yeah.
He's off to the races. Previous matches, he's also oftentimes, made 1, 2, and even occasionally 3 balls on the break. Well, that's what this guy's game is built on, the fast break offense. Big power, and then he follows it up with straight shooting.
Yeah, he likes to hit you with a shock early, and he's doing that so far. Look at these balls go away.
And 2 balls sifting into the back corner pockets. There's still 4 balls remaining on the far half of the table away from where they were racked, so that requires a lot of power. And very square hits. Get the ball action. Not just wild power, it's accurate power.
Well, these opened up beautifully, like a flower.
And you got a little more angle than maybe, but it should be okay. A little more angle on the 3 than I thought he would go for, but actually it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't think he's concerned.
Just slide down between the 7 and 9. Pick up a nice angle, close proximity to the 5 ball.
The thing that Alex really has to worry about now is that this is going to give Dechaine so much confidence that he'll be free stroking.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get up and put some worry in Mike's mind, but he can't do that from the chair.
There is a part of Mike Dechaine's game that lacks a little bit. Sometimes he gets a little careless on his position play. This is not a time when that happened, but I'm just saying. I've noticed in the past he's a little bit lax and relies on shot making a little too much.
Well, a few years ago, the biggest flaw he had was that he would allow himself to get angry at himself and get upset at the table. But over the past couple of years, he's brought that more into control.
So, Dechaine 4, Pagulayan 0. Just got to see the very first break and run out, but that's 2 consecutive games that he's got from the break.
Yeah,
here's that.
Here's that break shot again.
Ball's hopping, stopping, ball's sifting in. If you can break them like that, you can be an effective player on the Pro Tour.
Oh, yeah. That's
4-0, here we go.
That's the new Predator BK3 that he's breaking with, by the way. At the BCA trade show last summer, he was hitting breaks. Now, Mark, this is going to cause you to raise your eyebrows, but I saw that they were using a radar gun, and they had 3 people with the mobile phone break speed app, and they all agreed on the speed of his breaks, 36 to 37.5 miles an hour. I've never seen anybody hit one that fast.
Pagulayan, nice shot here. Bumps into the 4 beautifully. Well played. What's the fastest you've seen besides that, Jerry, or any name players that you remember their break speeds? That would be interesting.
Well, yeah. We timed Shane once, and we were getting 28 and 29 on his 10-ball break. And I thought that would be the fastest I'd ever see.
Oh, well.
What's the fastest you've ever seen?
Francisco Bustamante. But when I tell you the figure, you'll think it sounds skewed, but that was with a gun that was calibrated perhaps differently. But it was 32 miles per hour.
That's quick.
Yeah, but and until that, and even given what we're seeing here, I think Bustamante still would be right there with Mike Dechaine in terms of power braking. The only other guy that ever threatened that was David Howard. Yeah. And he was right up there with Bustamante at 32.
I tell you, a fellow this week that I've noticed his break has gotten a ton harder. In fact, I didn't see who was breaking it. I just heard the break, and it caused me to turn around to see who it was because I figured it was Dechaine or one of the big power breakers.
Can I offer a guess?
Yeah.
Niels Fine.
No, Ralph Souquet.
Ralph Souquet, yeah.
Not known as a power breaker, but this week he was cannoning the ball.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Pagulayan chopping through this rack.
Well, he needs to chop through a few.
What was he doing?
I think he thought he was going to rub the 8-ball and it was going to send him back up in the right line with the 6, but he has just made another mental error. This is not at all like Alex Pagulayan. It's also not like the cue ball to disobey him.
Slight mistake there. So we're going to have a safety coming. 2 cushion safe. Boy, that 8 ball would help the 9 ball to go in.
Let's take another look at this shot. See, I think he thought he was going to rub the 8, and that was going to send him back up toward the 6, but he didn't rub it.
Do not be surprised to see, well, I was going to say Dechaine could bank the 6 and try to play the 9, but now upon further inspection, the 8's really not that beneficial to that, so he might just try to spin it in. No, he's power banking. In an effort to get the cue ball back, he hit it a little bit too full. He's going to give a pretty good chance here.
Yeah, that's going to cost him a rack or two.
Well, just what the doctor ordered here, trailing 4-0. Nice start here with 4 balls left on the table for Pagulayan.
Yeah, one of the things I like to think about when a player's in the lead like this, would Alex ever want to play Mike a race to 11 and spot him 4 games on the wire? I don't think so.
There's some implied odds there that you're not factoring in, though. There's a big prize if you win, and there's nothing to lose.
Right.
Look at the shot clock is down only 6 seconds since it started.
Yeah, we need to go to a 10-second shot clock just to challenge these guys a little bit.
Yeah, 40 seconds is an eternity for fast players. Even slow players can easily handle it. As Pagulayan collects his first game, gets on the scoreboard trailing 1-4. Well, Alex needs to get some offense rolling from the break, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And now's his chance.
Well, he spent a long time sitting and watching, so now that his arm's a little bit loose, he needs to capitalize, make it happen.
We have one of the audience members with a cell phone app that has sent this to us. That Mike's last break was 24.93 miles per hour.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
Well, of course, this is a game. And at the BCA trade show, he was
I'm not
just
saying
trying
it to disagree. I'm just saying it was just interesting fact.
Oh, no, you don't want to hit him as hard as you possibly can in a tournament. Got to have some control. When he was at the trade show, he didn't need the control. In fact, he hit the rack one time, and the cue ball leapt off the table and went across 2 rows of aisles before it landed. Had it hit someone in that aisle, they'd have been in trouble.
Lethal force. Pagulayan took a little off of his break and then just went right square to the center. Made a ball, but did not get a shot. Or did he?
Yeah, he's got something of a shot on the 1 ball because the 3 ball is going to help him.
But the 2, doesn't play right, so he'd have to. Would he play it rail?
Why wouldn't you just come off the 1 with a little bit of right English and hit that long rail back over to this long rail and back out and play the 2 in the side?
No, that would be great. That would be great if he can do all that and get past this half pocket opening.
Well, he's got the right English part right.
Well,
I think
plenty
he
of
did
opening.
I think he did it.
Gorgeous. That's a nice shot. That is just really what Alex needed too. Now, he might have fallen a little straight in just based on his body language, but the 3 is pretty close to the pocket. He just has to play a little longer than he would have ideally liked.
Yeah.
Position is the real challenge with this one. They expect him to get the 3. Queuing up with some right-hand English to check the ball up here on this side.
Look at that speed control.
Great angle. We'll refrain from assigning any more statistical values to the likelihood of him running out because I've already induced Jerry into assigning a figure that didn't work out too well. But nonetheless, he's in good position.
Yeah.
This is just a stop shot, nice angle. Cut the 6 in the corner, transfer the cue ball out past the center line. Right now, he's playing position for the 8 ball based on how he gets on the 6 ball. And if I could show you this, Jerry, I'd just love to diagram this one time.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
If he just wants to get the cue ball on this half of straight in, so it's easy to come down table.
Right.
No problem there. Now he can just go one cushion. High right hand English. Got a little fuller on it, but that allowed him to pocket the 6 ball a little freer, so he didn't try to do too much. So his decision was better than my diagram. Here it comes, rolling into position. So just as like we described, Pagulayan needed to get something going from the break. And he's going to convert this chance. And pulls back within 2 games of Mike Dechaine, trailing in the match, 2 games to 4. When you play high-powered players like this, the only way, both of them are good shot makers, understand defense, got experience. The only way to distinguish yourself is getting some games scored without them having a chance to come to the table.
Yeah, at this level, it's so important, really, to be always in control of the table. Know when to play your safeties, play smart, and just don't give up opportunities. And that's where Alex was messing up in those first 4 games. He gave up 3 opportunities.
Get another look at Alex's break. He took a little bit off that last one. This time he ramped up the power. Cue ball got away. Did pocket the ball, however. Long, straight shot on the 1 ball. Yeah, in pool, and not as much at this level, but in all pool games, way more games are lost than won.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
And we're talking about unforced errors here, folks. Not about how many great shots you make. It's about not missing the routine shots. Big shot here. Well executed. Perfect speed. Got through the cue ball with his follow through real nice. Didn't overdo anything. This will loosen you up if you can get out here now.
Oh, he didn't like that as soon as he released it. He twisted his head like, oh, no.
Going to use the bridge. He's got to hit this pretty thin, so the cue ball's going to come off there pretty high. I don't know if he can just control it for 1 cushion. Perhaps so. Well, he's spinning. Looks like he's going to use left angle. Yeah, with a bridge, spinning, and then controlling the speed.
I don't like it.
Now he's going left-handed. Now he's back to the bridge. We're down to 10 seconds. He takes his extension wisely. He didn't try to be cute with that, Jerry. He tried to just go ahead and let a little shaft out there, and that made it play a lot better, and was able to get the cue ball back near the center where he gets his bridge hand down.
Yeah.
Good decision there. Conservative play.
It always surprises me the large percentage of shots that are played from the center of the table. And you can play position for the center of the table, and a high percentage of the time, that puts you in line for your next shot, because just about anything can be made from the center of the table. He's back to the center of the table now.
One of my previous mentors, Sailor, always said, when in doubt, Mom always says, go to the center of the table.
That's a good drill to put a handkerchief in the middle of the table and set balls around the table. And no matter where the balls are you're shooting at, try and get that cue ball on that handkerchief.
Yeah, right.
Remember that target pool game that Kim Davenport had? That was a great practice game.
Right. I use notebook paper or dollar bills when I'm feeling particularly skilled. Good shot there. Alex always getting the cue ball away from the cushion so he can get his bridge hand down. Choose high or low. Playing a 2-cushion route. He'll release from the 3rd cushion. Like to get it an inch off of there, but no, he's barely away. So he's got 1 more good shot to make here.
This would be 3 in a row for Alex, and would put him right back in a threatening position.
Head still, 9-ball down. 2 consecutive break and run outs for Pagulayan. The score is now Pagulayan 3.
Dechaine 4.
Oh, yes, Dechaine 4.
Yeah, they got to be different route.
So the two.
No, don't have to be the two. No, just the 1 and the 9.
Okay.
Have to be different every time.
Well, I'm not sure what the Ken Schulman was describing something there. I think it had to do with the pattern racking.
Yeah, he may have said, throw him in there, Alex. Don't set him in there. Throw him in there.
Interesting. But nonetheless, Alex has the 2-ball behind the 1-ball, which if you're racking them for yourself, that is the preferred place for the 2. That way, if the cue ball centers up, the 1 goes in the side. 2 balls out in the middle of the table.
Nothing's fallen yet.
Yeah, he hit him good, too.
Yeah, he did. But he's brought Dechaine to the table with an easy opening shot on the 1.
Yep. There'll be a little trouble with 3 to the 4. Not insurmountable trouble, but it will require some work.
Yeah. Yeah, if whoever lands on the 4 should take this rack.
Like he'll roll out and try to play the cue ball back to the same cushion he just bumped there. That's the angle he wanted. Good job. He's got a couple choices he can make. He's called for the bridge. I suspect then he will play a conservative route, which just leads this 1 cushion back to about where the side pocket is now. Bridge head looks a little wobbly.
Mark, I think you're looking at the 5-ball. The 4-ball's down here by the 6.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just right here.
Oh, I see what
just
you're
out to
saying.
the-
I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. I thought you meant go over to the other round. Sorry. Key shot.
I have to load it up with some inside spin. That makes it a lot more complex. Nice shot there. Nice speed, too.
Didn't want the rub.
Nope, he had taken some chance, and he did make the ball. That's the key thing. Do not miss balls. Now
Yeah.
he can still play safe if he doesn't like his position.
Right.
Well, here we go. We may see an extension at this point if he wants to take a moment, collect himself, how he wants to play safe. Because
I hope he hasn't forgotten there's a shot clock. Okay.
he hasn't. Just informed that Alex's last break speed was 22 miles an hour. 45-degree angle with his cue now. He's going to use a little backspin. Get the 5-ball down there behind the 6. Great job. He's got a line of 4 blockers there, Jerry.
Not bad. Alex will hit it. Wants to come in behind it 2 rails. Has to avoid the scratch in the corner. Doesn't want to hit full in the back of the 5. He'd love to stick that cue ball behind the 6. Oh, he missed the ball. And that's giving up another opportunity.
That was hard because the side pocket was right where he needed to hit. So
Yeah.
he either needed to use a little less speed if he's going to go on the side pocket side that he tried, or he needed to go the other way and warp it in there with some power and draw. Just the optimum layout of balls here. Comfortable going between the 8 and 9, down and back. Perfect position. Just draw it back 6 inches. This 9 ball.
Dechaine is such a bulldog. He just never gives up.
Yep. Good shot. He reclaims a 2-game lead now, 5 games to 3.
What time is it, Mark? I'm trying to figure out our pace here. We've been playing about 30 minutes. Yeah, that's not a bad pace at all. About 4 minutes a rack or so. That includes the racking time.
Yeah, and that's a significant portion of the time.
Yeah.
This is fun here, watching him break. It's exciting. Oh, how square did he hit those? Look at the ball action back behind the side pocket.
What I love is the ball action on the cue ball. It just comes out there to the middle of the table and squats.
Yeah, that it takes hours and hours of training to even come close to that.
6 balls on the head end of the table. Wow.
Didn't get a shot, but got the first chance to play a good safety.
I wish that one ball weren't in such an ugly, ugly position, because now we're going to probably get a pretty lengthy safety battle.
Great shot. Lodged it right up, nestled in next to the 5. I don't think it's frozen, but might as well be. Alex is going to have to kick 1 cushion.
He wants to come into the head string side of the 1 ball, send the 1 ball to the rail and back and down toward the foot, and hope the cue ball leaks behind these walls of balls down here.
When you do that to that side, Jerry, you want to use extra power in case you miss it on the way in. You still get a rail. No, he went just soft speed.
Soft as he could be. I'm not quite sure what he was trying. Oh, he was trying to put the 1 behind the. Trying to put the 8 as a separator was what he was trying to do. That was tough.
Yeah, that speed, particularly hoping to get safe. Usually you try to go for distance.
Yeah, try and get some separation.
Did provide a funny angle here, however.
See if Dechaine decides to power around 3 rails. Oh, yeah. I love it when he does this.
3 rails to an awkward combination, however. But
Yeah, but look at the shape.
yeah, that's
It's
going to
beautiful,
fall on
isn't
that
it?
really good.
Remember how close he was to that 1 to do that?
Great shot there.
Wow.
Big, strong upper body on this guy. Good shot there. Controlled the 2 ball nice. Cue ball come out free. He's got the pink 4 hanging down there. There's a lot to be learned playing hanging balls, you know, that
I hate them.
they're trouble balls, and he's gone all out to get good position, so it plays a little bit easier. But for anyone watching at home that's interested in learning how to play hangers, I recommend Jerry Bryce's Pool Lesson with Jerry Bryce video. Great description of just what goes on with those hangers.
I'd like to say I haven't seen that because hanging balls always were such a headache to me.
Boy, it solves a lot of the mystery in them. And he describes them as the professional's friend and the amateur's nightmare.
There you go.
Well, Dechaine's negotiated this rack really nice. And from the break, this was all built from the break. Even though there was a safety exchange, Mike put himself in good position to win this match, or this game. So even though it wasn't technically a break and run out, it was won from the break, Jerry.
Absolutely. Won't disagree with you a bit.
Good shot there. Dechaine 6, Pagulayan 3.
Well, I haven't seen Alex spend this much time in the chair in a long time.
Yeah. Right now, Alex is wondering, if maybe the guy could get kissed into a scratch on the break. I mean, that's about what it's down to. You got to hope for something like that to occur, some misfortune, because the way he's breaking right now, he's subject to run a bunch of racks. Everything heading his way. He's got to be feeling very motivated. Momentum on his side. Once again, crushed him. One ball was in. No balls are in. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, he did not make a ball, but snookered him. Interesting safety exchange now, or push-out decision.
Trying to figure out where to push to, and I was never good at that when I was playing. I always made the wrong decision. Ooh.
Well, not much decision here. I think he's just going to chip the one ball down to the center of the head rail and bring the cue ball the other end.
Yeah. Put him 9 feet away.
Very standard defensive shot in 9-ball.
Yeah, he got a blocker in there as well.
Well, kicking. Alex needs to make something positive happen here. How good did he hit that?
He hit it pretty well, but it's going to leave Dechaine. Well, no, it's not. I thought the one was going to roll another couple inches, but it didn't.
Good speed. Was able to use the second cushion to create direction for the cue ball to come way down table. Thin cut here. Yep, Dechaine popped up out of that one like he didn't like it.
But he's made a ball. He fluked in the 4 ball, so he stays at the table. Now, does the 3 pass the 8?
Well, he's got half a pocket down there, it looks like. He's taking a little gander. This was the exact shot that he jumped out of his shoes in the previous match and really bludgeoned the 3-ball directly into the 8. So we'll see if he went to school on that one. This can require a big stroke, so this is actually to his benefit. It makes the shot a little harder, but he knows in drawing he always has to stay a little more still. So he tends to keep his head more still on this one. Look at this half a pocket. What a great view. Great camera angle.
Wow. He's got a...
He cinched it. Okay, yeah,
Nice.
right. Well, he had to graze the rail. I mean, there was even less distance than I described, as we can see with that camera view. Good shot there. That was definitely not the time to do something big. Well, Alex will not have an easy shot, but he's happy to be coming to the table anyway.
You know, a difference I've seen so far is that when Dechaine makes an error, misses a ball, he's not leaving easy shots. And when Alex makes an error, Dechaine's coming up with a chip shot.
Tell you an interesting thing I've noted all week is that Alex Pagulayan is one of the very few players that when he's at the address position with his tip at the cue ball, his grip hand is behind straight up and down.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just one of the only ones that plays real effective. See where it's at?
Oh, yeah. And he's still on the butt end of the cue.
Yeah. The only other pro I know that plays a little bit like that is David Matlock. There's a lot of pros that are in front of 90, and many of them are right at 90, but only 2 that I can think of that play high-level pool play behind 90.
Interesting.
What all that means, I don't know, but nonetheless. The Filipinos kick at this one 3 cushions because the cue ball comes in there naturally and hot. He has to warp the angles to make it happen here. And it's harder to get separation when you have to create those angles because you cannot use the velocity on the ball.
Right. Pagulayan has a problem. I think the 7 ball has taken the bank out, hasn't it, Mark?
Oh, yeah. I don't think it banks at all.
So he's got to go for that corner pocket by the 6. Or go safe.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to back cut it. If he does, he'd have to turn the cue ball well loose.
Yeah, but, at the same time, he needs, like you say, he needs to make something happen here. You can't duck.
He might cut this for the side pocket and play safe at the same time, try to a 2-way. No,
That's a good idea.
He's on your shot. No, he's not. He shook his head.
Now he's on your shot.
Yeah, I think
Side pocket.
This is cue ball security shot here. If it finds the side pocket okay.
He needs to get down and do something.
15 seconds. Just cue ball security. I approve. Okay. Now I got to tell you something. This is going to be a pretty shot. This is right a cupcake type of a thing, right in the Mike Dechaine's wheelhouse. He loves firing at these balls.
Yeah, he makes a very high percentage of them.
It's absolutely remarkable how effective he is from this range. Now slightly elevated. That complicates things quite a little bit. And he didn't connect. Disappointed. Displays it by banging his cue down.
This time he's left a shot. He's left an out.
No need for Alex to try to go a long ways with the cue ball. Just a couple feet would be plenty. Good shot. That's the approach. Trying to overdo things on that type of shot is silly. No reason. All it does is add to the amount of times that you fail. Thin cut here. Figures to be the last big shot of this rack if he finds the pocket with it. Rubs it down the rail. Beautiful. Might need the bridge here, Alex. Got it. Anybody that plays 6x12 snooker is going to be pretty effective with the bridge. With only 6 seconds off the shot clock, Pagulayan connects right away, captures his 4th win, trails in the match 4-6. Good look there, Mike Dechaine. A little disgusted with the outcome of that rack.
That's Pat Fleming on the right there behind Mike.
Pete
Fleming, excuse me, Pat's brother. I was thinking ahead of myself. If you sit down at a poker table and see Pete across from you, get up and walk away.
Okay, interesting cue ball placement, well off the side rail now. That's further than we generally see pros break from. Well, wing ball went in. Here comes the one up by the side pocket.
I don't understand why they're breaking closer to the center of the table. We had to put a break box into this game to keep them from breaking off the side rail all the time.
Well, part of it is that the diamond tables with tight pockets, sometimes they're not letting the wing ball go in as freely as what it was when we employed the break box. So That might have something to do with it, but the winged balls have been going in here this week pretty regular. That's not going to work. No. It wasn't a missed shot. He hit it where he aimed it. He intended to rub it into the rail to defy the side pocket from scratching the cue ball, but he was unable. Mike Dechaine now asking for the object ball to be cleaned.
Got to tell you, so far, this is not the Alex Pagulayan I am used to watching. He just does not seem to be within himself. But it's been a long couple of weeks.
Yeah, I guess he's okay. Well, Alex Pagulayan is a fan favorite. He's effervescent, funny, compelling, exciting, great shot maker. Very engaging to the audience.
Yeah, he's never met a stranger.
Good shot there. Have you ever seen him imitate other players' strokes?
Beautiful. He does a beautiful shot. He does a better Roger Griffiths than Roger Griffiths does.
No, it's the funniest thing. He doesn't have to tell you who he's doing. You will know by his mannerisms. He can mimic them, all the top players.
Have you ever seen him stand flat-footed and jump over a pool table without touching the table?
I've only heard of this.
I have seen it.
Little draw here. Did not want to get too straight, but he got pretty straight.
Yeah, he got awful straight.
These are not the pockets to power up and then cheat.
No.
He does have a hint of an angle to be able to use the pocket a little bit, and he does have the cue ball free of the side cushion, so that helps quite a bit.
Does he have a hint of an angle?
A hint, just a little bit. Low left English here. Don't try to overdo it, Mike. Look at that. Look at that spin. Wow.
Look at that control.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
That
might be the shot of the match, that position play there.
That really makes me angry that somebody can do that.
Certainly makes the game a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Once again, he's gotten a little straight on this ball. He may have to power up a little more than he really wanted to here. He's going low. Okay. Muscled it in there. Bounced it out. Perfect.
Boy, Dechaine is on.
And that 9-ball is his 7th win. He expands his lead 7 games to 4. That was all brought on by Alex's good break, but unfortunately the 1-ball settled in front of the side pocket just enough that he tried to cheat it to be able to pocket it without scratching and was unable to do so.
We can take another look at that marvelous position play from Dechaine. Watch this draw.
Good shot.
Boy, what powers of visualization he must have.
Took a little off that break, but got the extra square hit, so created a lot of ball action. Nice shot on the 1 here to go.
Made an easy position on the 3. 2 balls already off the table.
Yeah, he looked over, smiled into the audience. He's feeling very comfortable out there. Recognizing that this is probably the big shot of the rack right here.
Oh, my. Does he get a roll behind the 9? Well, I'm not going to say that's a roll, but it's very fortunate that he got there.
Well, he played to get there.
I know he did.
And that actually contributed to the miss. I think if he rolls that in, I think he's golden, but I think he tried to do a little more than he really needed to. But Alex is not faced with an easy get here because the 4 ball's hanging over the corner pocket, far enough out of the corner pocket that it really complicates things. Here we got a nice view of the overhead. You can see the 4-ball right frozen to the rail. Alex maybe just going to rub the 1-ball across corner here. No, he played the combination. What a shot, Jerry.
Oh, man. That's not fair. Of course, like you were talking the other night, in the Philippines, they play rotation a lot, and that's a rotation shot.
I bet that shot really aggravates you too, right?
Yes. I'm getting pretty angry here. I better leave.
These guys make a mockery out of the things that you and I think are hard.
Well, I don't know that you think they're hard, but I do.
Well, we know they're hard. So now, Alex can really make something good happen here because the balls are all open.
Nice shot on the 3. Let's take another look at that combo if we could. This is amazing.
From that range.
And just hammers it in there.
Yep. That was less than a straightforward combination shot. That's the kind of shot that you'd say, listen, folks, don't try this at home. These are trained professionals.
That's right.
You know what's interesting, too? Alex knew that there was some gamble to that, and he knows he's going to get a certain percentage, but he balanced it out with, if I make this, I'm going to win this game type of thing. You can't play that shot if there's any iffiness whether you win the game because you can't gamble to gamble. You either got to gamble and win or not.
Well, there's that old saying that when you're ahead, you play like a lamb, and when you're behind, you play like a lion. The lion's behind, so he's got to play aggressive.
Good shot there. Pagulayan pulls back a game, trails in the match 7-5.
They have traded the last 4 racks. And Alex really needs to get control now and keep control if he's going to have a chance.
Well, the 2 balls now the back end of the rack, so I guess it is random order with the racking. Seven to 5, Pagulayan breaking, race to 9.
Really changed his breaking position. Watch out, the cue ball's flirting with a pocket, but it doesn't marry it.
Pros are always dissatisfied when the cue ball goes in front of where the 1 ball began. That means they got a little top spin. They don't mind drifting back to the back cushion. In this case, it worked, though. He was able to kind of play position as the 1 ball hit the point and came back down. Tough combo here.
Yeah, once again, it's not the combo that's the only problem. It's plotting the position of where the 1 and cue are going to be after the shot.
No point playing a combination here if you're not going to get position.
Right.
He appears to feel comfortable with that. Rolls it in, 1 ball trickles up. Nice shot there. Deceptively difficult shot.
Come around 2 rails, play the 2 ball in the same pocket he's getting ready to put the 1 in.
Asking for the bridge. Shot clock stops momentarily while he gets it. Back underway. Alex smiling. Little funny angle because it's going to lend itself to coming out pretty hot, pretty tight. So it's not going to be a big position zone. So now he's looking, what if I just go ahead and clip the 3 purposefully? How does that work out?
That might work. You know, I think one of the great strengths of Alex Pagulayan is when he gets in so tough position like this, you see him smiling, laughing at the audience and all that. You see a lot of players when they get in a tough position like this, beat their cue on the carpet and stomp around the table and frown, and look at that.
Yeah, it was a great shot, but an unfortunate reward out of this one is he's got an off-angle cross-side bank if he wants it. Now, a lot of pros do not play this particular bank shot. But it looks like Alex thinking about getting it. The reason being, the cue ball naturally comes around 3 cushions. The 2 ball misses, stays in the center of the table. If you make it, everything's peachy and fine. Alex no longer has an extension as he used it on his previous shot. He is going for the bank. This is betting the game. No. Yeah.
He went for the save.
That was good. That's why the pros don't usually play that one, because the price is so expensive for missing the bank. They know they can get it pretty often, but you're betting the entire game, and he certainly doesn't want Dechaine to win a cheap game and then get to start breaking again. Well, tough kicking situation. This is an area of the game that Alex figures to hold an edge.
Oh, yeah.
Defense and kicking. Good hit. Hit the point. Once again, looks like Alex will have to play a safe.
Well, he's got a nice wall there that he can hide in or behind.
Try to get the 2 ball all the way down table and get some length on it.
And note that he leaves the 2 well away from any rails. That makes the kicking game a bit more difficult.
Yeah, much smaller ball. Instead of having sometimes as large as 5 ball widths to hit into, you only have about 3 ball widths. And Ken Schulman now informing Mike Dechaine he can no longer use he has to use his playing cue to jump with. Dechaine wanted to switch cues. He's got 8 seconds, 7 seconds left. They converse. Sounds like he went to the extension. He did. So now he's exhausted his extension for this game. 2 cushions, right hand English out of the corner, long rail, end rail. Contact. Not gonna like this result.
No. But this is definitely not an open table. Everything's got a pocket, but everything's got blockers around it.
Always the first shot of any inning is such a critical aspect to kind of regain yourself, establish yourself at the table. Then you can try to play all out for position, but very important to get that first ball down no matter what, even at the sacrifice of ideal position. Oh, he made that look nice.
He sure did.
Now he's got to have that 1.5 foot a draw. Come back up to the center, not quite as far as where he's at now, because he's going to have to play off the 9. This is really, really treacherous. He measured it up where he'd like to get the cue ball to. Is he following?
I think he's wanting to play the 5 in this side. He's going to break him out.
Going into it. What a great shot. Outstanding shot of the match.
Well, he's not afraid to take a risk, is he?
Well, he knows he's not going to be hooked, but the point is that was just well executed, well designed. He knew it was too delicate to try to be cute. That split him open. That's good pool. You normally avoid colliding in the balls. There he ascertained he needed to. So he made a good decision, and then he supported it with great execution. Big game here, too, because Pagulayan's starting to gain some pretty serious momentum, and Dechaine starting to get a little disappointed, jumping out to a 3-game lead there at one point. This one to pull him back within 1 game. Pagulayan now trails 6 games to 7. Okay, here's that predicament he was in. Not much room there to make a position, so look at that spin. High, right, accelerating. Into the 9, straight in. It's a good race. Very entertaining match so far.
Yeah, well, these two are always pretty entertaining. I think Dechaine wanted an explanation of why he couldn't jump with his break cue, but Mike, it was explained at the players' meeting.
Okay, here we go. Pagulayan breaking. Game number 14.
Wing ball went dead in.
4 balls hanging over the corner pocket. Doesn't appear to be frozen. I think he has a combination on the 1-4.
And he can hit it soft, so the 1 will just stay right where the 4 is.
Might not want to just roll it in, though, because maybe the 5 ball gets in play positionally speaking with the cue ball, so he might have to come across the table with the cue ball.
Yeah.
Which means it's an even more delicate play. Seven seconds left. Alex uses the extension. It's a good point to use it here. You don't want to feel hasty or rushed. Something like this that could dictate the outcome of this rack. Yep, good shot. 2 cushion position. That 1 ball's in there fairly deep. And it's
Yeah, bottom right, draw back to the other side of the table for the 2 ball.
This requires some good execution then.
And an avoidance of the side.
Mission accomplished. Great shot.
He's cueing over a pocket now. Makes cueing a bit more difficult because your bridge hand is not going to be in a normal, comfortable position.
But this is a great position given where the 1 ball was.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it.
He's on angle. Gonna require some good execution still, though. Doable. Look at how he threaded between the 7 and 9. The audience recognizes what a delicate shot that was. Delicate in terms of the margin of error, power to get it to happen. No, you don't want to have a letdown here. He just made a tremendous shot. Now he has to follow it up with yet another good shot. Good job there. Didn't try to overachieve there, positionally speaking. Got a bit flat. He smiles, but he's fine. I think it's going to be high. Right hand English, 2 cushions down toward the 7. Alex kind of smiling. This is more just to kind of relax a moment there. He's gone through a couple real tough balls here now. Let's take a moment. Relax. Well, he got a little further down, so he'll probably play the 8 ball in the long corner pocket now rather than the closest corner pocket.
Yeah.
No, powered up 4 cushion position. That was the other choice. Once it leaves that 4th cushion, then it just trickles up towards the 8. Another good decision and supported with great execution. Good shot there, Alex.
This 9 ball is going to tie us up.
Best rack of the match so far for Alex Pagulayan. That was a great break and run out.
So now we have a race to 4.
Yep. That was Pagulayan's 3rd break and run out now out of 7 games that he's won.
That's impressive.
Look at this predicament here. He's got to deal with the 9, so he takes it out of there by powering up deep into the corner. Once it hits the end rail, all leads to the 8 ball. Great shot. That comes up every once in a while. Positionally speaking. Looks reckless, but it's actually calculated. Well, what do you say we play a race to 2 to see who goes into the final?
Oh, you're right. We're still racing to 9. I said it was a race to 4 because I was thinking we were going to 11 now, but we're not. Ooh. Is the final, though, is a race to... Is it still a race to 9?
Never ask your co-host a question he doesn't know the answer to, because now I have to be embarrassed and say I wasn't paying attention. I think it's race to 9. It always has been in the past when they went to 7. Pagulayan breaks.
The only reason I thought that was because they brought out a bead string that has 12 beads on it. Although that I may not have noticed that it had all those beads on it all week.
Time out now. Okay, well, we got a couple-minute break here. Mike Dechaine shot here. The balls are live.
May need to wait for the fans to settle just a little bit.
Okay, away we go. I guess just going to be straight top spin, 2 cushions around for the 2, but there is clutter there that you could run into.
Yeah, I don't like... Oh, he missed that 9 ball by a mile. Good job, Mr. Dechaine.
Big shot there. Yeah, he's going to flick this tip down on the cloth where he'd like the cue ball, so that would seem to indicate 2 cushion position. Low right hand English. Tricky. The other choice that plays a little bit easier in terms of ball pocketing would be 1 cushion position, but it's a lot more dangerous because you have to negotiate past the 4 ball with proper speed. The 2 cushion position gives you a liberal margin of error on your speed. Did go 2 cushion position, but he hit it a little thin, but he's going to be okay, I think. Yep.
Yeah, he just needs to go to the rail and bounce back out to center table, and he'll be in great shape.
Roll it in or stroke it in. He's cueing low. So he's either...
I think he may be cueing low, but the cue stick will come up.
Draw, drag. That was smart. Didn't try to be cute with the speed, but we'll go ahead and let the shaft out enough to make the ball pocketing a little freer. That was a good decision. We would fully expect that because you couldn't get to the stage of the tournament making bad decisions.
Has he got enough angle to avoid short side shape?
He can avoid it, but he twisted his head, indicating that this wasn't quite as much angle as he was hoping for. It's still doable.
Oh, yeah.
Falling pretty straight on the 6, but he's so close that he'll be able to manage the pocket, manufacture enough angle. A little high right hand English, and it'll really open up off that first cushion. There you go. Just preserve the same angle. He wants to stay near the end rail with the cue ball here, so the cue ball will cut the 8 ball in and naturally come down the table 1 cushion.
Babe, is it?
Now all you have to do is roll this in with medium speed. Direction's automatic for your position. Leaves the side rail, ends up perfect. This would put Mike Dechaine on the hill first at 8 games, needing but 1 more. 9 balls in. Dechaine on the hill. 8-7 in the lead.
And breaking.
Yeah, that's probably the least comfortable thing that Alex Pagulayan's thinking about. Got to fade Mike Dechaine's break.
How many balls will go in? 2 or 3?
It's been a very well played match so far. There was a couple little errors in there,
A couple of little early mental errors, but after they got used to it, used to the table and got adjusted, got comfortable, it's been pretty pool. Whichever of these gentlemen wins, the final will be a real contrast in styles because Sean Putnam is a completely different style from either one of these guys. You know, these fellows race around the table, make quick decisions. Sean likes to study, kind of ambles around the table. Takes his time. I wonder if the shot clock is going to work against Mr. Putnam.
He's not known to be dramatically slow. He's a fast player, but he's big and lumbers around, so it indicates like maybe he's slower.
Yeah.
Okay, Dechaine, here we go. Last break of the match for him. Oh, boy. What a dandy break that was.
Yeah, but it didn't work.
Well, he controlled the cue ball so well, though. I really can't fault him. Hit him really square. And Alex has a one-ball bank shot if he wants it.
And if he lets the cue ball bleed forward, does the 2 pass the 7? No, it does not. Not at all.
Could he play it off the 7? I don't know about that either. If he doesn't see a way to win, there's really no sense in playing the bank shot.
Right.
So we'll know how he's feeling about it. My esteemed cohort here is indicating that he would play the 2 off the 6-7 to create the angle to go into the side pocket.
Not from there, I wouldn't.
Not from there, that's right. Yeah.
Only if he was up against the rail.
Yep. We don't quite have the fortitude for that one. It looks like he might think he can make this in the side. Maybe
it goes.
Very tough angle. If he doesn't play it off the 7, I think he is going to play it off the 7. That would let the cue ball come across. No, he can play it straight in. Made an absolute mockery out of a shot that I thought was tough. He handled it, made it look easy. So we certainly trust his judgment.
And he does have a better view than we.
Look out, 8-ball. Yep, handled that nicely. Remember when Alex first came around the Campbell Pro Billiards Tour, and he was 18, too young to play, but yet he could beat all the pros and the money games on the side.
I remember at one of the Reno Opens where he was deep in the tournament when the tournament director found out, when the casino found out he was only 17.
Great player.
But they let him stay as long as he wouldn't go down to the casino. Actually, he may have been 19, not 17.
I know he was around the tournaments at a very young age.
Oh, yeah. Bouncing off the walls.
You know, he's really chiseled through a tough series of balls here and made it look pretty simple and effortless.
Yeah.
Very polished. Yeah, he might have got a little more angle than he wanted.
Well, we're going to go to a one-rack decider, it looks like.
3-cushion position here. No, 1 cushion, no cushion. He was able to really hold it. I thought he had more angle. Better yet. And as the 9-ball finds the bottom of the pocket, we go to a hill game, a decider, like Jerry said. In the Philippines, they say decision game.
Yes, indeed.
And each player will have 2 extensions in this rack.
Well, this is what we live for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exciting.
Somebody is 9 balls away from the final, and somebody else is 9 balls away from a big disappointment.
All right. Alex smiling, very engaging to the audience. And like Jerry said, well, here we go. Good cue ball control.
Oh, I thought he was going to get kicked into a scratch, but he's in pretty good shape. I think he'll take this.
Yeah, Dechaine flipped his hand up, pounded his fist when he saw the outcome of the break.
Well, let's face it, Alex is playing 6-ball now, and that's an easy game for somebody who's played as much rotation as this man.
Well, this isn't an easy layout, though. The 6-ball's in front of him. It will lead the 2-ball, or the cue ball to the 2.
Yeah.
Cannot be conflicted when you shoot this. Good shot.
Pagulayan missed that shot.
Well, the tension builds. You know, here at the Derby City Classic, when you come, they'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. Mike Dechaine has got to feel like someone just opened the coffin and let him out.
Alex still got a smile on his face.
Yeah, but I bet there's no smile in his heart right now.
Well, you know, it's disappointing, of course. Dechaine's time ticking down. Expect him to use his first extension. And he does. And wisely so. This is the time to use it, not after you make a mistake.
You go for it?
So, do I go for it? I don't know.
I don't.
He does.
He does. And what a nice roll off of that corner of that side pocket.
Yeah, this is tough. This is real tough. It's very tough to play safe. Alex announcing the match to the crowd. You know, we could just mic him up and you and I wouldn't even need a job here because Alex would go ahead and do it.
He'd do the commentary on the match. Mr. Fleming, if you're listening, we've just had a great idea.
It would for sure be more entertaining.
And it would save Mr. Fleming the commentary pay.
Well, we know Alex is going to use an extension as he has not even entered. Yes, he does.
You know what? As well as he kicks, I wouldn't be surprised to see him kick this. But he'd have to check it with a lot of left.
Yeah, he's really in a bind here.
I like banking the 1 up into the 6 and let them just rest together.
I guess that's what it's going to be. 10 seconds.
Oh, trying something else.
He says get lucky. He's not going to hook him, but he's not going to leave an easy shot either. Bank shot at the best, or maybe a defensive play.
Well, when we broke, I thought this rack would be done by now.
Mike Dechaine now deciding how he wants to play this. Really wouldn't object if he banked that for the side pocket and tried to cushion the cue ball around the 9 toward the 2. Got a backup safety plan. But if he just wants to play a straightaway safety, I really can't object with that either. Use the 9. That's better.
Plays a good one, too.
That's better.
Well, there's just not a good place to hide here.
A lot of pressure whenever this moves on into the final match against Sean Putnam. Alex is kicking the long way.
This is either going to be a hero or a loser shot. It's a hero. Oh, no. He's going to roll up behind the 9. I think he's blocked. I could be wrong, but I think he's blocked.
Well, boy, it's a tough shot in the side pocket, but if he makes this, that'd be...
He's having to either twist or hop over the edge of that 9 ball.
Well, that side pocket's so narrow.
No, he's got a level cue now. Can he see this ball? Oh, for the corner, he can. What a shot from Alex Pagulayan. In this kind of pressure to put that ball in the hole, my goodness.
Great play. Recognizing right away, now he's got to collect himself as the match is within his grasp. He really made this happen. This is creating something from nothing,
That
Jerry.
was beautiful. Well, this whole performance from him after the first 4 racks. You remember he trailed in this thing 4-0, and now he's 3 balls away from victory, and all because of we could do a highlight reel just off this match from the shots that Alex has made.
Oh, a long kick to open it up to a ball well away from the corner pocket, knocked it straight in, then long, tough 2-ball. Oh, it's still a little funny angle there. You recognized it.
Well, Mr. Dechaine knows that he's in trouble deep.
Just rolling it, flinching his body as if to indicate, but he drills the middle of the pocket. Sportsmanship displayed here as Mike Dechaine concedes.
Alex doing gangman style. And celebrating a great win here. Alex Pagulayan now goes on to face Sean Putnam in our finals. Don't go away. That one will be here at 9:00 p.m.
A great match there. Would you say that final rack was the most exciting rack we've watched all week?
Yes.
Yeah, great
Beautiful.
play. Okay, well, this has been another edition of World Class Pool Coverage brought to you by Accu-Stats, the leaders in billiards broadcasting. That's our time for this time. Until next time, so long.